This is Music Geek with Byron Cooke.
He's one of the world's great vocalists, currently working on his third studio album, and in the middle of all of that, he is touring the world with the legendary Queen. The tour lands in Australia this August. It's Adam Lambert on a special edition of Music Geek. It's your old mate Byron Cooke. How are you, mate?
Yo, Byron!
I'll be on my best behaviour today, I promise. I'm not on some silly show that's going to make me do something stupid for attention. We just get to talk about... we just get to talk about music, I promise. I'm not going to profess my love for you. I'm not going to be a dick, I promise. I really do.
That's so funny.
Man,
good to hear from you.
Good to hear from you too. I mean, obviously, I called you. Let's not pretend you called me, although that's a good look for me. Oh, stop calling me. Stop it. Seriously, Adam. It's annoying. If my info's right, man, and sometimes it's not exactly on the money, you are either in London or terribly close to London to rehearse with Queen.
I leave tomorrow to go to London.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm still in LA. I'm actually at a studio right now. I've been recording all week.
Oh, that's exciting too, because I want to talk to you all about that, because I can't wait for new material from you. The big focus, for now at least for us, is the fact that you are heading down here with the legendary Queen for the first time in 30 years for Australian fans who haven't had the chance to just witness this epic spectacle, and you're part of it. This is just unbelievable, mate.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And when they added Australia to our tour, it was like the icing on the cake.
How long's it been since you guys have actually got together and jammed out and done this thing?
Well, we did a set at the iHeartRadio Festival in Vegas last year. Yeah. Fall of last year.
Yep.
So, and that was really where we kind of said, we got to take this on the road again, because we had done a short tour of a couple of big arenas in Eastern Europe, and we did a few shows at the Hammersmith in London.
Cool.
And we all loved that. It was a great experience. But then getting back together in Vegas really just kind of lit the fire again.
And isn't it great, because that particular event, and it's one of my favourite events, I wasn't able to catch it that year, but you get this awesome breadth of act. You get really new upcoming pop acts. You get established acts and everything in between. There's different genres represented. There's different eras. And I guess the message for that event is, all of these artists and musicians are not as far away from each other as maybe we'd like to think,
It's a good point. Yeah, I mean, it's all about music, really, at the end of the day. And I think, I think what's happening in pop music a lot right now, too, is that you can see a lot of artists that are influenced very clearly by things that have happened in the past. And I think, I think they call it postmodern. It's like taking things and borrowing things and mixing it together and making it new.
Yeah, totally.
And, so I think throwing in, Queen next to some of the top 40 radio acts, it was really interesting. And it was really cool, because you can hear a lot of Queen influence in certain acts out there right now. The
concept of you touring with Queen, at least down here, when I talk to friends of all different ages, right? I think the thing that I probably, dare I say, I don't speak for Brian May or Roger Taylor, but that might excite them, is that young people are really excited to come and see this show. That must be really cool for them.
Yeah. I mean, I think it'll throw together like a slightly different fan base, and I think it'll be good. It'll be refreshing for everybody. I'm really excited that I get to sing for diehard Queen fans, and I think that the guys like the idea that there's some fans of my music that come to the table, and really we get on stage together. It's crazy. It feels really, really good. There's a lot of joy. You know what?
It sounds really, really good too.
Thanks.
Which helps. I mean, and you talk about influence and how new artists take from classic artists and reinterpret. I remember speaking to you a couple of years ago before you released Trespassing, which I reckon as each month and year goes past, it holds up more and more, that record.
Thanks. Thank you. I'm really proud of that album.
Well, so you should be. And obviously, I know, personally, I think I've heard your phone ring before, and Queen's like your ringtone,
I think it was, yeah.
That's how much of a fan you are. But the iconic intro to We Will Rock You, which I'll play now down the line, and hopefully you can hear this. I mean, you're pretty familiar with how it goes. What I love about what Pharrell did on Trespassing, there was a little kind of, acknowledgement there when we hear the opening bars of Trespassing.
Definitely.
Well, I was walking for some time when I came across this sign saying, "Who are you and where are you from? We don't
obviously sped up or whatever, but that's a nice modern way to acknowledge an influence. You know, was that deliberate from you?
Yeah,
From you and Pharrell?
mean, I think there's a little bit of another one bites the dust in there too. I mean, I think that Pharrell is so good and so smart, and he's an example of a producer that is very, I think, postmodern as well. Like he hears things and he's influenced by the things that he loves, and I love that.
Yeah, in the bass line, definitely. I mean, I just love that track.
Yeah.
Speaking of the fact that Queen are still doing what they're doing, they've got you up front. We've seen this with a few massive bands in the past, AC/DC, In Excess. Sometimes there's a mixed response from people about groups continuing. But the more I think about it, I imagine what it would be like to be the remaining members of a band that are just so iconic, and there's that energy and that rush, and you're entitled to want to continue to feel it. It must be it's an interesting area, isn't it? But you think of the other members of Queen who obviously were so important in the overall sound of the group. Of course, they're entitled to continue to do what they love, and fans, for the most part, really, really want to see it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Of course, there's always going to be some naysayers, purists that are like, oh, it's not the same. And you know what? No one claims that it is. It's never going to be the same without Freddie. Freddie Mercury is a one-of-a-kind icon, once-in-a-lifetime voice. He's one of my heroes. I think that he was absolutely brilliant. And I don't go on stage thinking, oh, I'm gonna compete with that. That's not my intention at all. I get up there just trying to pay my respects to him as a vocalist, to him as a songwriter, and with the band, bring these songs to life and give people that love these songs a great show. That's really what it comes down to. So any naysayers out there that are boo-hooing it, then don't come. But you're going to miss out on a great show. Well said.
And you're preaching to the choir over here. And to be honest, I haven't even heard from a single naysayer this time around. I just think everyone's pumped. But I guess just as a general theme, whether you were the remaining members of In Excess, Queen, AC/DC, which obviously went very well, of course you're going to want to keep doing what you love doing. I mean, if I said to you, Adam, that tomorrow, because of something that you have no control over, you can't do music anymore, I mean, that'd just be devastating, right?
Yeah, exactly. And, as a singer who loves this music, getting the invitation to come and perform with them, I mean, there's no other choice but yes, of course.
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah. I mean, it was interesting for you because, I remember interviewing you way back in Sydney, probably in 2009, and it had sort of just started to pop internationally after your Idol success. And I know at the time, because you'd performed with Queen at that time and Kiss as well, there was also all these rumours that you were going to be the new frontman of Kiss, or at least a tour with Kiss. Did you like that one?
They were all flattering. I mean, all like flattering rumors.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that the Queen thing worked out and that it fell into place. It's been amazing. It's been joy.
Oh, absolutely, man. And look, I can't let you go without asking about the new record because we've had about 2 years in between. There's been all sorts of things that have gone on. You've been able to branch out into acting. I thought Glee was fantastic. Great job, man. That was great.
Oh, thank you. I had so much fun with that.
That was ridiculous. But so where are we at for you? Because I'm excited to know where you're going to go next because you're quite an unpredictable kind of guy,
Yeah, and that's why I can't tell you too much or else it'll ruin the surprise.
No, I reckon part of it is that you don't quite know yet.
I'm very much a fly by the seat of my pants kind of performer and a creative person. I don't like to plan things out too much. I kind of like let things just kind of happen.
Yeah.
And that's what they are. And I've been in the studio a lot over the past couple months, and I'm really, really excited and really happy with the material that I'm recording and writing. So
good.
You just have to wait and hear it.
No, well, I will, because I think you're an opinion leader in this area, and I think it's not like you're going to go, told you so, out of ego, but the reality is your record, a lot of the tracks were produced by Pharrell. You had Nile Rodgers on the record, and probably 12, 18 months later, we saw those two combine on, one of the biggest hits ever. We've seen Pharrell explode, sort of again having a second wave in pop, and I'm not saying anything other than you kind of with that in your head that all made sense maybe 18 months before it kind of went to another level. You know what I mean? I guess I'm trying to sort of...
maybe.
You didn't think anything of that decision, did you? You just thought, I want a groove of Nile Rodgers if I can possibly get him involved. Wow, how cool will it be if Pharrell produced my stuff? It sort of happened.
Yeah, I mean, those two guys are some of the best at what they do. They're amazing, and I felt so lucky to get to work with both of them. And it was only a matter of time before something popped up again for them, something huge. You know, they're so talented, and Get Lucky was the minute I heard it, I flipped out. I fell in love with that song, and they had kind of both told me that something was coming with Daft Punk, and when I heard it, I was thrilled for both of them.
Yeah, cool, man. No, well, I just thought that was great. Now,
yeah.
I am proud to say that as we get to the end of this interview, there has been no incidents. I've been well behaved. I mean, geez, dude, I knew I had to turn over a new leaf because I knew we were...
You're a total professional.
That's a recent thing. I'm really working on that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because look, I will play
Me
back
too.
to, in the past we've had incidents like, say, well, here's just a typical message that you've left at one point. Here we go.
Hey there, this is Adam Lambert. Do you think you could do something about that Byron DJ cat? He's stalking me. He will not leave me alone. He's driving me crazy. Please, restraining orders, duct tape, something.
Now, the restraining order did kick in, so well done. You haven't had any trouble from me for ages now.
Oh, God. Well, I hope the duct tape didn't hurt.
I was gagged. I couldn't work.
Oh, my.
It's my livelihood, man. All right, well, we're counting down. The tickets, the pre-sales already started, but the general tickets, Wednesday across Australia to see Queen with Adam Lambert. Any parting words for the Aussies who are just firing up for this show?
I can't wait. I had a meeting this morning with my, this is just what I get off on it, with my my stylist that I'm working with on this project.
Yeah.
And we started coming up with ideas of what we're wearing, what I'm going to wear, and things that I want. I mean, I'm so excited. It's going to be so much fun.
Can you just shoot me through a direct message on Twitter with what you're going to wear? Because I just don't want to wear the same thing. It would be really embarrassing. It's just, that thing where you turn up to the party, it's like, dude, that was my thing. I don't want to embarrass you because I don't like to brag, but I'm also a style icon, so whatever.
You know what? If you wear a lot of pink, you'll be fine.
Okay, thank
you.
you.
Won't see me in pink.
Thanks for that
probably
tip.
Ever. So
yeah.
Just wear a lot of pink.
Why do I feel like this is a huge stitch up? All right, thank you, Adam.
Bye. Good talking to you, Byron.
Have a good one, man. Bye.
You too.